is 36, the podcast. Podcast. 36, the podcast. And this is 36, the podcast.
What's up, Fairbanks? What's up, Fairbanks, North Star Borough? My name is Tilden,
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Brandon.
and this is 360 Podcast. Today on 360 Podcast, we're joined by someone who operates at the intersection of art, athleticism, and entrepreneurship. Heather Brice, is an 11-time world ice art champion, a 7-time fitness pro, an area manager with Arbonne, and the designer and lead artist at Chena Hot Springs Aurora Ice Museum. Her career proves that ice sculpting isn't just creative, it's physical, it's strategic, and mentally demanding. From world championship stages to designing immersive ice environments in Alaska, Heather brings elite-level discipline and innovation to everything she does. This episode is about mastery, wellness, leadership, and building a sustainable career in one of the most extreme art forms in the world. This is 36 Podcast. Welcome, Heather Brice. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. I can't claim the title for the lead artist, so that's my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So Mr. Brice, so he couldn't be here today, but he is the lead artist. And I mean, you know what? Sometimes AI gets it wrong.
It's all good. You know, we worked as a team out there for 20 years, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have a good episode for you guys. So if you guys are ever wondered about who is responsible for creating all the cool stuff whenever you go out to Chena Hot Springs, half of that team is over here. And so, but before we get started and we get into the meat and potatoes, we're going to get into today's casks from Bobby and the mad scientist in the back. So today's cask, it's going to be a stout. It's conditioned on a bulb of Fairbanks grown house roasted garlic. So, and as we have said before, you don't necessarily have to indulge in alcohol when you come on 36 Podcast. Today, Heather, she's actually enjoying a nice glass of hot water because you're in training now?
I am in training for a competition April 18th.
Okay, now where's this competition going to be held?
It's down in Phoenix.
Down in Phoenix. Okay, so good luck to you.
Thank you.
As well. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a little sippy sip of this stout conditioned in Fairbanks grown garlic. So, let's see what's going on here. Oh. Okay. Wow, that garlic hit you. Brandon, what are your thoughts, sir?
I am not a stout fan.
Yep.
I'm going to start off with that.
Okay.
And I'm not a really big fan of the garlic either. Bobby makes great beer, and there's a lot of different flavor palettes, so a lot of people really like this. But I would have to say this kind of feels like I'm drinking dinner.
Yeah.
It's just how I would describe it.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's great for people who like the stouts. And,
Yeah.
So
So I think that this would go well, like with the big burger or a steak. Is what I'm thinking.
yeah, I could see a steak or maybe even a pasta.
Oh yeah. Okay. Jeff, what you thinking?
Well, I'm a fan of, more garlic and everything for pasta, roast, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
not in my beer.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's pretty. Everything has its place, I guess. And if you're like a garlicky type of person in your beer, then this is gonna be one for you today. So hopefully, by the time you guys see this episode, it's gonna be Sunday or Monday or sometime next week. But hopefully, you will have had a chance to come out today and sample today's today's cask.
I'm going to double back real quick just to clarify. I do like garlic. Just
Yes.
Like Jeff said, not in the beer.
Yeah. And so I think I'd have to agree with you.
It's the beer for identifying vampires in it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to agree with you on that one right there. Okay, so before we go any further with the questions, you guys probably noticed something a little different today. No, it's not another guest host. It's actually Brandon. Brandon, the hockey dad, he's back and has graced us with his presence once again. And so now I feel like we're a complete team again. Thank you, Brandon, for allowing us your
hang out
presence.
with me again?
Yes. So let's backtrack a little bit. How has the hockey season been overall for you and Parker and his team?
It's actually been a really great season. We haven't won any tournaments yet, but the kids are playing hard. They're learning a lot, and I can see improvement every week with them.
Okay.
I started out the season by volunteering and then stepped down because it's just kind of getting a little too much with having more of a job.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
And so I've been enjoying just being a parent up in the
Gotcha.
stands. I had never really had the chance to do that. So
Okay, so
it's
how
been
much longer is the season going to last?
We have state championship March 6th through like the 8th.
Okay.
And then I think we probably get like 2 weeks of practices after that, and we'll wrap up for the regular season. But then we move into spring season, which is like 4 weeks long.
Oh, there's a spring season too.
It's like 1 or 2 days a week, just to more fun than
Good
anything.
Lord, those kids play a lot of hockey, don't they? A lot of ice hockey.
We were just talking with Coach last night, and they have had 89 practices this season.
Good Lord.
I don't know the
And
game
so,
count, but it's
and
a
so the
lot.
parents are the responsible for making sure that they're there.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
so basically, it's not just the kids that are highly involved in the hockey. I mean, it's got to be the parents too, because
It is a
somebody's got to
commitment
take them.
for- Yes, it's a commitment for the entire family, especially
Yeah.
when you're in the comp level like Parker is.
Ah, wow. Okay. All right then. So nice to have you back, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
All right. So on that note, we're going to get into our questions that we have for Mrs. Heather Brice. Are you ready, Heather?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So you wear a lot of hats. Area manager with Arbonne, elite fitness. So you're an elite fitness pro, a world-class ice artist, and administrator for Steve Rice Tools. How do you usually explain what you do when someone asks at a coffee shop, for example, or at Hoodoo Brewery? So Heather, what do you do?
What do I do? So I am in the wellness space with a company called Arbonne. So I help people get healthier.
Yep.
And I can help with side income if that's something that they're interested in.
Yep.
If I mention ice, that's where the conversation goes.
Got you. Okay. All right. Good deal.
So you're an 11-time world ice art champion. When did you realize that ice sculpting was something you could actually compete in, dominate the world?
So I fell into ice carving after a career in art. So I went to college for sculpting, bronze casting, wood carving, and was babysitting with my young daughter when the gal that I was babysitting for suggested that I call her cousin and try ice.
Yeah.
And so I fell into it, meeting my now husband, doing that, and he mentioned something about ice carving on that first meeting in the competitions.
Yeah.
And that piqued my interest, being a competitive swimmer growing up.
Yeah.
And so I jumped in, and we won that year as the 4-man team, and I was hooked. So
Okay.
that painted a vision. I goofed up terribly on some of the things that year, but it's been a learning curve and a passion since.
Okay. All right. Good news.
So competing in ice art requires extreme precision under pressure. What is the biggest mental challenge when the clock is ticking and the ice may be literally melting?
Biggest mental challenge, I would say keeping yourself on track timing wise and not letting frustration get ahead of where you are with competition, because it is a mind game. It's like anything. The fitness is the same. You've got to keep your head straight, or you can spiral down and things really go wrong then. So I try to really keep calm. Yeah, if something doesn't go right, um, occasionally you can call in help, which is nice. But yeah, it's a challenge sometimes
Right.
because you're cold, your tools aren't working right in some of the extreme temperatures. If it's melting, it's not fun at all. I
Right.
don't like that at all.
Now, so where do your travels take you when you compete, though? Because you say extreme cold, so it's more than just happening in Fairbanks, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we haven't traveled a whole lot. Usually we try to go to places that have pretty acclimate cold weather so that we don't have to fight that. But we went to Minnesota last year in January and we had melting temperatures. And so
Okay.
that was out of our wheelhouse. We're not used to that. A lot of competitive sculptures are used to melting temperatures.
Uh-huh.
And you just, you have different things like a freeze box where you can put ice in to get cold and then
Yeah.
fuse it. But that was a whole learning curve, learning that technique because we're really spoiled here in Fairbanks.
Got you. Okay, all right. So you said Minnesota. So would that place Fairbanks and the interior, would that place that as one of the places sculptors want to come because they know that typically up here we have those longer, like cold streaks?
Yeah, so Fairbanks is ideal. There are competitions in like China and Russia, and we've been to Germany and Austria doing like commercial projects.
Yep.
Some of those places would have like a building that's insulated and refrigerated, so those can create ideal temperatures. But here in Fairbanks, we're lucky with that. Fairbanks is one of the only spots that has the big ice. And so that's the big draw for the other carvers.
So is Fairbanks, so is our ice art championship here, is that like a big deal?
It is a huge deal.
Oh, okay.
It is probably one of the most prestigious ice carving competitions in the world.
Man, I've been here, so this is my 8th winter. I've never gone, so I'm going to make it a point to go this year. Have you guys been to any of them?
This is the one down at the end of Phyllis Field Road, or is this the one over at the fairground?
This is at the fairgrounds.
I have not been to that one yet. I've gone to the other one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see here. You're also a 7-time fitness pro. So how has your fitness background helped you physically and mentally in ice sculpting competitions?
Well, the fitness pro aspect is new to me. Within the last 2.5 years is when I started training, and Arbonne actually led me to that.
Yeah.
Because it gave me the confidence with the nutrition that I needed.
Right.
And so that's been really fun, and it's been challenging coordinating it with the ice carving because we're pretty lean going into the fitness competitions.
Yeah.
Whereas we need a little buffer when we're outside. So
Gotcha.
my first season carving after I had been training was really rough. It took me a long time to recover because of the ligaments and just not enough fuel and not.
Oh, wow.
It was really interesting to me. So this year, I think I'm backing off on how many competitions I do. I'm just going to focus on one and just go in, just balancing those macros a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
So, ice sculpting is more of an art form type deal, but there's also a physical attribute to it. Taking a chainsaw to a block of ice for initial shaping. I lost my train of thought. So, what do you think is how people should prepare most to try to do this sport?
So, so it is definitely a combination of engineering, artistry, fitness, all of it, mental capacity. We're out there like 12 to 15-hour days when we're doing competitions. So it is long days, and it's either 6 days or 3 days here in the Fairbanks event. And so it's a marathon, and you wake up in the morning, you kind of uncurl your fingers because you've been hanging on to tools all day long, and so it's brutal. But we love it. It's kind of an adrenaline thing, and the day after is like so rewarding because you're so sore, but you don't have anything to do except recover and just kind of play over what you've done and what you've created. So.
Nice.
Right on. So, I know we have clarified that you're not the lead artist at the Chena Hot Springs Aurora Ice Museum, but your husband is. Are you a designer too?
So I was in the beginning. That that cold and that repetition was not my wheelhouse, and so I've since moved into town. I We were working like half the week out there, and so yeah. So I just did some of the design work,
So,
but it was. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead and finish. I just had another part of the question to ask.
Yeah, no, it was super rewarding out there. It's a beautiful venue. So if you haven't been, visitors haven't been out to Chena, the Ice Museum is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, with the experience of being a designer and your husband being the lead artist, what would you say goes into transforming a vision into a fully immersive ice experience?
Well, we start with sketches. We start with drawings. We start with things that we want to carve. He is pretty. He's an amazing visionary and an incredible artist, and so he has something in his head. He draws it out, maps it out. He designs it, figures out the ice quantity that he needs, and then he tools out what he needs to create what he does. So he invents a lot of the ice carving tools that are used worldwide, and so he'll specifically design tools just for certain tasks.
Oh wow. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So let's see here. So the Aurora Ice Museum, so it's iconic in Alaska. What's a piece or installation you're most proud of, and why?
I think the competitions are really what I'm super passionate about. Those would be my favorite pieces. We've done some multi-blocks that pop into my head. We did it's like a gazebo type thing with a leopard in the center, and it had this amazing floor out of the kind of like the Alice in Wonderland floor where she falls down the hole. And it had gargoyles on the top of each of the columns. It was magical.
Okay. So what about at the Aurora Ice Museum?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That the challenge there it's been up for 24 years, and so nothing looks like when we created it.
Okay, now so do you guys change themes every year, or is it the same concept and you just refine it and refresh it every season or every time you go out there to make changes?
It's more like when we have time anymore. It's such a huge project, and there's really just the two of us as working artists. Mainly, it's just him now, and so he'll focus on like one element and refurbish that. So
it's not like you create a new theme every year. So you wouldn't have this. So this particular year, this was my most favorite theme ever.
When we first created it, that definitely was my favorite. The whole thing was just amazing. But the sublimation that happens with the airflow and the people coming in and just the age, and it's ultimately the airflow. So we've had some melting seasons where things have gotten destroyed.
Oh, wow.
If the temperature comes up above a certain temp, then the lights will short out, and so we've had some damage with that. So it's just been a big learning project, and we've got great pictures from when things go right in. But yeah, as a whole, there's always something that we see that needs work.
Okay, all right, good deal.
So, as shocking as it sounds, you work closely with your husband to make tools. He's a 21-time world champion ice sculptor. What makes his tools better than the majority of other people's, I guess?
Well, there's not many people making tools for ice, so that's one thing. But he's so practiced and persistent, I guess, stubborn, that he works until the tools are perfect. He's really bent on safety and efficacy. So the tools he's created are just out of necessity, just to create his vision.
Okay, so when you say so he creates tools for the entire industry. Okay, so basically when people when you guys travel places to compete or people come up here to compete, they're basically competing against a person who they probably had their tools made from, right? So that's got to be pretty intimidating.
Probably in some sense, you know,
Yeah.
they're pretty respectful of him, and they're usually excited to meet him.
Yeah.
It's cool to see our tools creating things by other people, you know.
Yeah, no
so,
doubt.
That was a contention when he first started creating tools. Was there was people that were like, "Oh, don't share these. We want to keep them to ourselves." You know. So he's like, "No, well, I'm going to make money with these.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm going to keep creating them."
Exactly. Okay.
So is it common, like, when they come here, it's like, hey, you get this number, whatever.
Yeah, we get lots of orders this time of year, so he's busy stockpiling. That's one of the reasons he's not here today. He's making tools and getting prepared for the event.
Got you. Okay.
That's cool. Then he makes he makes all the tools.
He makes most of the tools, yeah. So some are modified, like wood carving tools. We'll take a step drill and we'll smooth it out with grinders and polishers and make like a cutting smooth bit. And then some of them he creates the form and we send them off to get the tungsten teeth on them.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
But a lot of them he has a mill and a lathe and he just creates them completely.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. From an administrator's perspective, what does it take behind the scenes to support elite level artists and competitions?
So, well, I'm the board of directors of Ice Alaska. That's part of what I do. Mainly, I watch my time because I'm pretty well diverse in what I'm doing, but I do a lot of the background stuff for the admin, and then just help in different capacities each year for that. As far as the tools, sometimes I'm making tools with them. Sometimes we're short on that, but I do the orders, I do the shipping, I do the communication with clients. So
Yeah. Now, so are you guys just a 1 or 2 person operation for the tool aspect? So it's good Lord, so no additional employees. Oh wow.
yeah.
And you guys are making tools for everybody, like basically around the world who do ice art.
Yeah, it's a small niche, and there are a couple other companies that do it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so the next question is something near and dear to my heart. So I'm sort of happy that I was able to be the one to ask you this question. So Arbonne focuses on wellness and entrepreneurship. How does that business align with your lifestyle as a high-performance athlete and artist?
Arbonne has given me so much self-development as far as organizing my time, keeping my mental state positive, and it's super flexible. You can work Arbonne part-time, full-time. It's just been amazing. I just love the community, and I love that the supplements are supporting what I'm doing. They keep me going.
Yeah.
So yeah, the protein, the fizz,
Yeah.
the gut health,
Yeah.
sleep spray. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, the sleep spray.
Oh, sleep spray. You haven't tried the sleep spray?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Oh, we're going to talk after this right here.
Yeah.
The sleep spray, huh?
Yeah, we have over 400 products, and so there's so much that we can help. And the quality of the ingredients is so much better than
Yeah.
what's in our grocery stores,
Yeah.
or even what you can get online. So.
Yeah, we need to talk. I've got some questions about potassium because I went to Sunshine Health Foods and bought some potassium, but like, do you guys offer potassium?
There's potassium in some of our products. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, because I've read up on potassium. But anyways, that's another deal. But yeah, so Arbonne, I love their products and well, what I've had so far. And so I've lost like 11 pounds.
Yeah.
So, so it's holding steady. So the only thing that I've managed to bring back into my diet is, beer. But that's the only thing that I've changed.
Yeah, our philosophy is more about moderation. You
Yeah.
know, just incorporating healthy habits. It's not like you have to always be healthy. You know?
Right.
With kind of an 80-20 lifestyle.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so you've competed at fairly high levels. What keeps you motivated to continue doing the competitions?
Oh, being competitive, I am pretty hard self-critic. So nothing I've done in ice has been perfect. So there's always that, and there's just so much that you can carve. Um, there's always ideas to do. And for the fitness, same thing. I'm always working on perfecting um, the look, or certain body parts, get them beefier and more balanced. And it's I'm always working to improve my personal skills, my coaching skills, all the things.
Got you. So have you found that it's become like an obsession almost?
Which all of it, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
All right. So, ice art isn't exactly a traditional career path. What advice would you give someone who wants to pursue an unconventional passion professionally?
I would say call people that know what they're doing, leaders in the industry, and most people that are leaders are willing to share their knowledge.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, just dream big. Go for it.
That's good advice.
Okay, so Alaska is known for pushing people to their limits. How has living and working in Alaska shaped your resilience and creativity?
Oh my goodness, Alaska Fairbanks has been my home since I was 7. So, yeah, I definitely had to be tough growing up, riding the bus, walking 2 miles home,
Mm-hmm.
all the things. Um, I don't know exactly how it's built that, but
Yeah.
it just has, it's part of who I am.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you just got to be tougher up here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so looking back at your championship and career milestones, what failure or setback taught you the most?
Oh man, I guess in ice it would be colossal crash in a speed carving competition down. It was in Chicago area. That was super disappointing because you spent all that money to
Mm-hmm.
prepare and travel and take time off from work, and then one seam didn't hold, and
Mm-hmm.
I hit it with a torch and it just a million pieces shattered. So just learning from each competition,
Right.
the mistakes really teach you the most.
Right.
And I think that happens in life. If you have an awkward conversation or you hurt somebody's feelings by what you say, on their wellness journey, then you learn from that dramatically. So
Right. Right.
learn by mistakes. That's
Yeah.
my biggest one.
Exactly.
So, what's next for you? Like a new competition goal, artistic project, or a personal challenge that excites you right now?
I am planning to do the single block ice carving competition for the World Ice Art Championships, and that event is the last of 3. It's March 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So I've got my design. I need to start getting prepared for that. Start mapping out my strategy and my timing, my plan there. And then I'm also training right now for a fitness competition in April. So working out, eating right.
So, with the ice art carving, I don't know a lot about the competition, but it sounds like it's timed. You have a certain amount of time to finish. Does that time change depending on what class you're in? And so, what would the time be for a small block?
So this is a single block. So it's a 4 by 6 foot block of ice. This year the ice is really thick because we had such cold weather. So it's between 36 and 44 inches of the is what we'll get. We have 3 days, and we can get assistance from a forklift or a buddy, around to help lift little parts or fuse on pieces. But basically, you can work around the clock for those 3 days.
Okay.
Oh wow.
The big event that starts the event off the day the park opens, they start the 4-man event. So there's 4 people, 10 blocks of ice, up to 10. I think it's 9 or 10 blocks, and then they have 6 days. So that's the marathon one. That's the grueler.
Okay.
Okay, so do you guys have a team for that one as well, or is it just you and your husband primarily?
So Steve is doing that one. This year is super fun. He's carving with his son Andrew,
Okay.
and his buddy Chris Foltz is coming from Oregon and carving with his son.
Okay.
So
Okay, so they're the 4-man team.
yep, it'll be father-son team, which
Oh, wow.
is really cool. And they're doing a piece that that is 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
Kind of a reincarnation of something they've done in the past. So that's exciting. There's a
Okay.
2-man event too, and he's doing all 3 events.
Okay. All
A
right.
lot of ice carving. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
But I guess if you're passionate about it and you really love it, it's not a lot of work. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. So that ends the official portion of the podcast. However, what we like to do sometimes is we like to take a little break, and then we like to come back and we like to freestyle a little bit, where we just ask you questions that popped in our mind while we were interviewing you for that segment. So, do you have time to stick around for a few more questions?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're gonna freestyle. And you guys think of some questions. I've got 1 or 2 questions that popped to my mind while we're sitting here chatting, and we'll ask them to you.
Okay.
Okay, so Fairbanks, North Star Borough. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Fairbanks, North Star Borough. Okay, so if you're still with us, which I know you are, because this is a very interesting topic, we're back for part 2 of the segment, and so we're just going to freestyle a little bit. We're going to ask Heather a few questions that came up during the, like during the interview that popped into our minds. Anybody want to go first? Or you want me to go first? How's this work? Okay, so I'll go first. Okay, so during the ice carving off season, like, do you stay fit, or not? Well, not fit, but like do you carve wood like to practice during the summer months? So how does that work when you carve ice in the winter, like in those short 4 months of summer we have up here?
Well, I did practice back when I was out at Chena Hot Springs, but I don't anymore.
On wood.
Yeah, on wood, I've done some. That's mainly like on vacation, just to do something cool out of driftwood. My dad's got a cabin in Southeast. So.
Yeah. Okay, so ice carving and wood carving, they are kind of sort of the same.
They're similar. Ice, you don't have the resistance with the grain because there is no grain in ice, so it's a much faster medium.
Yep.
You don't have the sneeze factor from the sawdust.
Yeah.
And the dirt, so that's kind of nice.
Okay, so are there a lot of ice carvers who also carve wood, or nah?
Yeah, actually, we're seeing a lot more wood carvers come up and compete in ice, just because you can go so big and so fast.
And so how do they do?
They've done great.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're strong from working with wood for one.
Yeah.
And they're familiar with the chainsaws.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, some of them haven't developed their skills enough for the refinement that we can get up here at the championship. So you'll see some rougher, more stylized carving.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So, given the time of year it is in the sports world, this is probably a really big question. At least it is for me. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh my God, I don't even know who's playing. My husband's a total fan. He could tell
I was
you.
wondering if that was the answer. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots.
Okay, he's always got it on. So yeah, I would bet Seattle.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
Seattle fan.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm team NFC. I mean, because the 49ers didn't make it. We were taken out by by the Seahawks, which
Yeah.
and so because they are NFC, look here, I'm riding NFC. Yeah.
We'll take all the support we can get.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
go Seahawks.
Right on.
It's like I just enjoy when we have the Seahawks versus the Niners because I know one of these two is going to piss me off.
Okay. Now, so when it comes to bodybuilding, okay, so what initially got you into that?
I always was fascinated. In high school, I lifted some.
Yep.
In college, I had posters on my walls of the men and the women bodybuilders. But I loved beer in college, and so
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
that I probably had pretty good muscles, but
Yeah.
I definitely had some good fat going.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Okay. Now, so you say you moved up here at 7. So where from? And that now, so what? So I'm assuming your family, was it military related or was it?
Yeah, Dad was a doctor up here, and so he did his residency in the Army.
Okay.
And, came up here, fell in love with Alaska. Then we were Colorado, Texas.
Okay.
I was born in California, Sacramento.
Okay.
And then he moved us here, and he set up practice, and they lived here for a long time.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. I mean, I'll ask more questions.
I asked most of my questions during the actual question part. I just kept veering off. I haven't come up with anything quite yet, though.
Yeah.
Keep going, Dylan.
Sacramento, yeah.
I didn't know they had Army. Is the Army or Air Force?
He was Army.
Because I know you had, back in the 80s, you had Mather Air Force Base where I'm from, but
Yeah,
you had Army in Sacramento.
Huh.
I don't know.
Well,
Okay, cool.
well, maybe it was one of those special assignments, though.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Heather, so how long have your husband, Steve? So how long have you guys been married?
We've been married since 2006, so we're
And-
coming up on our 20th.
Okay. Well, congratulations. And so how did you guys meet? So it was because of ice art.
Yep,
Oh wow.
it sure was. We met because of ice. And,
Okay. Now, so how long has he been fabricating tools? So was he fabricating tools prior to Heather or after Heather?
Prior to Heather, yeah, when he first got really serious with ice in 1996, that's when he saw the need. So he started messing around, hiring people to make tools, and then realized he was spending a lot of money and not getting exactly what he wanted. So he bought his first mill and taught himself basically how to do that.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So when people hear the name Brice, they normally associate Brice with, like big industry. Well, like building construction,
Yeah.
right? How did that? Well, so I guess ice art and building tools, I guess that's kind of sort of related to the family business. So
Yeah.
so explain that departure from the traditional Brice name.
Steve always felt like he was an artist, but he came back to Alaska in 1990 with the family. Worked as a deckhand in the tugboats down the Gulf, and worked with his dad doing land clearing. So that was a subsidiary of Brice Inc.
Right.
And he operated machines until he got a neck injury, and that forced him to quit and become a full-time artist.
Oh, okay, yeah, because so my business, Custom Creations, man, I remember doing I did some laser engraved tumblers for Brice like years ago. Well, not years. I've only been here 8 years, but about 6 years ago,
Yeah.
I had the opportunity and the privilege of doing a whole bunch of tumblers for an annual Christmas party or something. And so that was pretty cool. So I want to thank the Brice family for that opportunity.
Yeah, Brices are amazing. It's a great family. We just got back from a big cousins weekend, so there's like 35 of us together.
Oh,
So-
very nice, very nice. Yeah, so I actually live off of Juniper, and every day I go home, I pass down the airstrip, and so so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, good deal.
good family.
No more questions. No more segues.
Okay.
No, I was really trying, but I couldn't come in anything.
You want me to share about the ice art competition that's coming out?
Yes, please do so.
Okay, can do that. So the World Ice Art Championships at the fairgrounds will be opening February 16th.
Okay.
And so tickets are online. You can go to icealaska.com to see all the event details and images. If you go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page, you can see artist updates. We're doing featured spotlights on volunteers and artists, and so that's pretty fun to see all the background of the different artists that are coming from around the world. We've got
Oh,
our lead judge is from Chicago.
yeah.
Another judge is from Mongolia.
Oh, wow.
And another one from Ohio area. So
Okay, so you mentioned like places from all over the globe, basically, right? So how did you pick them? Like, do they come here? You interview them in person, or do they apply online and then you go through the selection process?
yeah, they apply online. So far, we're rebuilding since COVID, and so there really is not a selection process. Next year, we're probably going to have to do that because the event filled up really fast. All 3 events did. The judges are hand selected by the lead judge, and
Okay.
we just know them. It's such a small industry. We know their background. All of them have done ice art in their own. They're all artists, so
Right.
we know them. We know what their background is and what their strengths are, and so we know they'll be good judges.
Man, so you know what fascinates me about that whole thing is, okay, so I have not been to the Ice Art Championships physically, but I will this year. I'm making a point to go this year. However, what fascinates me is how so every year through the pictures on social media, I see all the different entries and all the different ideas that people have. And even though this competition has been going on forever, and it's not only here in Fairbanks, it's like you said, Minnesota, I'm sure it's many other places, right? But everybody, they continue coming up with these great concepts, and they're and like you don't see them, like it's not something that, yeah, I remember when Joe did it like 15 years ago. Like it was brand new stuff. So what amazes me is you start off with a block of ice and it turns into something so magical.
Yeah.
So how does, like, do you guys, like, is there somewhere you guys go to get ideas, or how does that work?
Steve and I come up with concepts a lot from movies or childhood books.
Okay.
I love doing animals that are kind of doing human things.
Yeah.
If you go on College Road, you'll see my owl playing a French horn
Yeah.
down at Design Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's pretty cute, and that's my wheelhouse. But people do what they want to. That's kind of the freedom of ice art versus more traditional art. Like there's art critics that are like, oh, this wouldn't be real art because it's too fantastic,
Yeah. Yeah.
just out of your imagination, whatever. It's just I don't know how to describe that, but we get to do what we want, and that's kind of neat. There's no original idea, but making it your own is where the creativity comes in, I think.
So you're at the point to where, like, you know what cuts to make, how deep to make the cuts, but how long did it take you to get to where you were comfortable knowing that, okay, this cut is not going to be the wrong cut, or this slice is not going to be the wrong slice, or this trim is going to get me to where I need to be for the end result?
It took me all my career. I still make mistakes. So,
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. Each piece is different.
Yeah.
There's no for sure on anything. And when you're carving something out of a big block, you've got to find it. You've got to find the levels. You've got to find what's surface, what's deeper. And sometimes that saw goes too deep. So
Yes, exactly. Okay, and so in those instances, how do you recover from that?
you either make it smaller or you just hope that it's in a spot that is disguised and the judges won't see it so much.
Yeah,
Because the chainsaw leaves a pretty significant,
Yeah.
obvious mark.
Yeah.
If you do a deep dig on somebody's cheek,
Yeah.
the sculpture you're doing, then that's harder to hide too. So you can do some slush fill.
That's what I was about to
Okay,
ask.
all right.
And that's, I guess, an advantage of the natural ice because there are some imperfections in there. But
are there any prodigies in this sport, or basically you have to have some type of like education in mathematics or whatever else is involved with carving wood or ice?
I think experience is the best.
Okay, so
Just
so,
hands
uh,
on.
so there are no young artists out there who just picked up a chainsaw one day and whoa, Picasso.
There probably are. There probably are. There's, we've done classes in the past. I know Chris Foltz, that's carving with my husband. He is a culinary instructor out of Oregon, South Oregon.
Oh, and so he took a ice carving class.
That's where a lot of ice carvers come from, is the culinary field. So they learn a little bit of ice carving for like the tabletops or the shot luges, but they don't get the artistic aspect. Except that Chris also does wood, and he's taught a ton of kids, and he's brought them up here. So some of the new carvers that are up and coming are from that program. So it's pretty exciting to see.
Okay, all right.
So, hitting on the culinary thing, fun fact, one of the things they teach the cooks in the Army is how to do ice sculptures. I'm kind of curious if you've ever had a team of Army cooks come out and try to compete.
We have, there's been people that have come, and we've done specifically culinary classes out at Chena Hot Springs. We used to have them every year. Hawaii and Washington, that crew would come out, and they're pretty funny to carve with. But we've had some of those guys come back up and compete.
Right. Okay, so circling back around to Arbonne. So what exactly? So I'm still trying to wrap my head around what exactly is Arbonne, and why does it work?
So Arbonne's different in a business model in that it's social marketing, and we basically build communities that help us help more people on a broader scale. So we either help them with healthy habits, wellness goals, or with financial goals.
Okay.
And so the more people you talk to, the more people that you bring onto your team, and the better that you coach them, the more successful that you can be.
Okay. So before I forget, and we should have did this during the first segment, but we're gonna circle back around. So, social medias. You can find 36 Podcast on your usual suspects for the audio portion: Spotify, Apple, everywhere else in between. If you're watching this video, then you know you could find us on YouTube, all right? Because if you're watching this, of course, you're watching this on YouTube. Facebook, our hockey dad is back, and he's the manager of the Facebook page. So you can find us on Facebook as well, 3060 Podcast. Just look us up. But I'm going to put these links in the description of this episode. So you click on those links, it's going to take you there. Heather, where can we find you and your work on social media? Well, first of all, are you on social medias?
I am on social media.
Okay, and so where can we find you and your work on social medias?
So we've got Brice_Heather for my personal Instagram page. Facebook, just search me. I don't know exactly. I got hacked a couple years ago, so it's got numbers after it. And TikTok, I'm starting to get a little bit more familiar with. So I'm out there on that. And then we have a page for Steve Brice Tools, Brice and Brice Ice Sculptures.
Okay.
We're creating a tabletop book of all our ice work too. So that's coming hopefully within the year.
Okay. All right. So if anybody out there watching has aspirations of either becoming an ice art champion, a physical fitness competitor, or what else is it that you do?
The Arbonne.
The Arbonne.
Yep.
If anybody out there watching this has any aspiration to do either of those, what advice would you give them?
I would just say reach out. Let's have a conversation. See what's a fit for you. We do have a fitness team that is amazing. It's a group of girls all over the country. We train online. We've got 2 main coaches out of Anchorage, and we travel together. So if competing is something that people want to do, they don't have to.
Right.
We have usually a couple events that we pick each year, and they can train with us and travel with us, stay at a big house with a pool. We have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect segue to Arbonne because a lot of them end up using the product
Yeah.
and then finding the value in building a business with it. It's been a great partnership there.
All right, good deal, good deal. Any more questions? Are we through segueing, or you guys got something else? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Yeah, so I did have one, and it kind of moves back to the question I asked earlier about people wanting to get into a career like this. And I heard you talking about giving the information about the ice art, and you said there's volunteers. If someone wanted to volunteer for the ice art championship, what is it called again? Sorry.
Yep, the World Ice Art Championship.
Okay,
yep,
yeah.
Ice Alaska.
So they wanted to volunteer to help. How would they do that, and would that be a good way to kind of get in and learn?
Absolutely. That'd be a great way to learn. Right now, the guys and gals are there at the park building the kids' park, and we call it boot camp. So they are learning. They've helped with harvest. They're building the slides. They're, in snow cleanup. They're actually creating some of the fun games and things right now. And so, go to the website, icealaska.com, go to the volunteer page, sign up. We'll give you a call. We'll find you a spot. There's so many volunteer options and opportunities, and the more people we have, the better we can make this event for our community. So there's ticket spots, there's gift shop, there's snow brigade, there's sculptor support. There's all kinds of different positions. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that might be a good way to get your foot in the door.
That's great.
I'm not really available to volunteer, but for anybody who's listening to the podcast, I think
we'd love to have them.
So I'm a man of wonder, right? So I'm always curious about a lot of stuff, right? And so at my age, though, it's okay. What type of equipment is required to harvest those big blocks of ice? And is that equipment, is it on the ice as it's harvesting? And the ice is that thick to where it supports the weight of that equipment harvesting the ice?
So in the past, they have driven the equipment on the ice. That is usually kind of detrimental to the ice. It'll crack it.
Okay, all right.
We want crystal clear blocks. That's our ideal goal.
Gotcha.
They clear the snow so that the ice grows faster.
Okay.
So they started that way back in November.
Okay, so you grow ice.
We grow ice on the ponds, yeah.
Interesting, okay.
It's cultivated.
Gotcha.
And so my husband's come up with tools, obviously, to they're like little sleds on wheels with Honda motors.
Yeah.
And you lower the bar into the ice, cut the blocks out. You can put varying degree, lengths of saws on there. They've got guys with poles that pull the ice to the spot. And this year, they built up like an ice retaining wall.
Yeah.
The landing spot.
Yeah.
And then backfilled it so that the forklift wasn't on this steep hill.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit safer. But they use a Zoom Boom forklift.
Yeah.
CAT has been a sponsor this year, so they've donated
Oh, wow.
a bunch of equipment, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And
So this is all intentional stuff. This is intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
There's got to be a whole lot of things that line up to make the harvest go smooth, and
Oh, wow.
weather is one of them. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good deal. So, any more questions?
You mentioned your sculpture by Design Alaska. I'm assuming that the sponsors for the ice competition because I know I've been out to Denali. They've got their little they get their statues and.
Yeah, a lot of the ice cropping up around town. We're trying to make a resurgence because there used to be a lot of ice around businesses. So yeah, our sponsors definitely get a block. There are some commission pieces. Denali Bank is a commission piece by Steve Dean. The Design Alaska piece, the owl that I did, is a commission piece. But the boot campers are doing pieces around town for the hotels. The hotels have donated rooms. Bridgewater's been a major sponsor this year. Pikes is as well. So you'll see a lot of ice all around. Hopefully someday we can just like get a map, and here's where people can go see all the different sculptures that are outside the ice park.
Nice. Okay, all right.
Big competitions and go rate these sculptures.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like do you guys have that going on where people go around to different locations and rate the well, I mean, but they're all made by the same people, aren't they?
Some of them, I mean, more and more we're getting more of the kids during this time of year because
Oh.
we just don't have time to do
Yeah, that would
very
be
many.
nice to do a competition like that where you go around to each location and people submit their. So we think at this location this one's the best. Then at the end, you guys offer a prize or something.
That's a great idea. It's
Yeah.
a great way to get more involvement. So
Yeah.
we'll do that on social. But
Yeah. So speaking of that, though, so has anybody found the golden puck yet?
They did. They found it behind the curling club.
Okay,
Just a
so
few days ago.
okay, so it wasn't where Parker thought it was then at the Carlson Center.
No, but I mean they're
So he was
pretty
close.
close to each other.
He was pretty close.
Yeah, the last clue they gave out, I didn't read it, but my wife said it was pretty much a giveaway.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Good
But
deal.
we were not the ones that found it. Somebody else found it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. So that would be a good idea,
yep.
and get the community involved.
Yeah. And we do have a people's choice at the ice carving competition.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Yeah. So So this year bucket list, I'm going to go to the Ice Art Championships and hang out. So
yeah, you can get a season pass and come watch the sculptures progress, which is really cool. Just
And-
dress really warm.
yeah. No doubt. Okay. All right then. So on that note, are we done? Are you guys any more?
No,
No.
no.
So Fairbanks, North Star Borough. Heather, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This was Tilden,
And Jeff?
And I'm Brandon.
And I'm Heather.
and this was 36 the podcast. We
It's
are
36,
out.
the podcast. Podcast 36.